Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You're really alright. Oh, I didn't know you guys were here. Well, big surprise there. Oh, and by the way, Merry Christmas, everybody! And of course, some of you people do know that I'm more of a Halloween person than a Christmas person. I mean, I'm not really into Christmas per se. I mean, I'm not trying to be the Grinch or Scrooge. I mean, I don't hate Christmas. I just don't get into the spirit of it. I mean, I understand that the Christmas is the birth of Christ and all that, and peace on earth, goodwill towards men. I mean, I do cherish that a lot. And it's just when they create those Christmas special stories, I just don't get in. I mean, I just don't usually enjoy them. I mean, I enjoy Charlie Brown Christmas specials. I enjoyed all sorts of Christmas specials, but when it comes to Christmas movies, I usually don't get into them much. And of course, the only one I do enjoy the most is, of course, The Grinch. As you can see here, I'm wearing a Grinch shirt. That's why I'm a mean one, Mr. Grinch. But of course, I'm not doing the Grinch review, even though I wish I have DVDs of the movie and the animated series. And not many people didn't even know that Boris Karloff, the actor who played the monster in Frankenstein in the Universal Monster Classic Frankenstein, Boris Karloff who played the monster, did the voice of the Grinch in the animated series. Anyway, putting the Grinch aside, there is another Christmas special. I mean, there was a Christmas movie that I like so much, actually. There was a certain comedy. It was outrageous and absolutely hilarious that I did enjoy the most. I mean, heck, every Christmas when it's coming in certain channels, I just stay tuned to ready to watch it until I taped it, and I watch it again and again and again and again until I have the DVD of it. And the movie I'm talking about today that I'm going to review here is, of course, A Christmas Story. It is the most outrageous, hilarious Christmas movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And of course, the movie was old, and it was set in the 40s, about a young boy who goes by the name of Ralph Parker. He has a father who always fights with that furnace, going like, "You darn beggar, sucker, fella, 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 fella." and all in all, I mean, he has a mom who's caring and lovingly mother, and has a brother who is a pain in the butt, like all brothers do. I mean, I have a pain in the butt brother myself. You don't have no idea how much I would love to sock him in the eye every time he gets on my nerve back then. But that was a long time ago. Now we have developed a brotherly love between each other. Because he's my brother, and he's the only brother I got. Yeah, word up, bro. Anyway, in the story, Ralphie, he finds something that he really wanted for Christmas, and he really cherished it a lot. He came across a BB gun. And it's not like any other BB gun that you ever even thought of. It's a Red Ryder BB gun. And in case some of you people don't know who Red Ryder is, he was a famous cowboy hero back in the 40s. I mean, some of you have heard the Lone Ranger, Hopalong Cassidy, Roy Rogers, John Wayne, but there were also others like Red Ryder or so on and so forth. I mean, there were like tons of Western heroes. And of course, throughout his whole year, his mother, his teacher, even the jerk who dresses up as Santa Claus, always keeps telling him, "You shoot your eye out." I mean, it was silly. Every time he wants that BB gun, everybody keeps saying to him, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." And all in all, throughout the entire movie, he finally gets that BB gun for Christmas. and he was so excited, and he did accidentally, spoilers, shot his eye out. But of course, he was wearing that glasses, so it just gives him a little bump there. So, it wasn't too serious. All in all, I would say it's a #1 Christmas special movie I've ever seen. Those of you who never saw it, give it a watch. And I know some of you are going to love it more than I do. And of course, none of you people didn't even know that they made a sequel. And I'm not talking about Christmas Story 2. I'm going to get to that one soon. But there was another one they made, and instead of evolving Christmas, it evolves summer. In which I got here the sequel of A Christmas Story, My Summer Story. Some of you may not have heard of it. I found it when I used to have cable a long time ago. It's a sequel. And in this story, Ralphie and his father, he's trying to be close to his dad than ever. And he wants to know what it's like to be a man. So the only thing he does is join his father out for fishing and see if he catch any fishes. While at the same time, his dad is, having his own battle against their hillbilly neighbors called the Bumpuses, and his mom goes into a theater and they give away famous actors' dishes for free. Anybody who goes to the theater, they get free dishes. But instead, she always keeps getting Roger Corman gravy bows, and she keeps piling until he finally discovered that all they have is just Roger Corman gravy bows. They don't have any other dishes or anything, and she was fed up. And of course, Ralphie himself got into a little bit of a snag. He meets a bully who challenged him into a top fight. I mean, back then, before video games were around the time, people used to battle against each other with marbles or tops. And he gets himself a gypsy top, and he battled his bully against a top challenge. And sadly, they get a tie. Spoilers on that one. And all in all, it's a really hilarious movie. It's really funny. You should give the sequel a chance because it is way better than the upcoming sequel that I'm going to review right now to you is A Christmas Story 2. Now, the movie was okay. I mean, it wasn't all that spectacular. It wasn't all that good like the first movie. The first movie was a lot better, but in this one, Ralphie grows up to be a teenager. Well, more like a preteen. The father decided not to buy a turkey, but instead go out fishing, and they're gonna celebrate by having a big fish for Christmas. His brother is a big fan of Buck Rogers. He's a sci-fi hero back in the time, before the sci-fi franchise we know now. I mean, there were old ones in comic strips back in the 40s. And of course, his mom is trying to be the level-headed one of the bunch. And of course, in this story, Ralphie founds a car. And now, what he wants for Christmas is that simple car. And he thought, every guy always thought if they get themselves a big snazzy car, it'd be like, hey, how you doing? Really snazzy, huh? Driving around, looking at the girls, going like, hey, what's up, baby? You have no idea how much I would love to have a Batmobile. I mean, it'll be pretty awesome. If I drive around with that Batmobile, I'll be like, hey, what's up? I'm Batman. And of course, he has a crush on this girl here, a new character in the movie. I mean, he has a big crush, but he always has this awkward habit that he keeps doing. He always keeps smelling her hair. I mean, heck, I had a girlfriend myself, but I never smelled her hair. And any girl I met, I never smelled her hair. I smelled her perfume, but not their hair. And of course, the father finally gets that lamp, that leg lamp that most people remembered. I mean, I forgot to mention that. I mean, the mother hated the lamp in the first movie, so she shattered it because it was so ugly. and now at the end of the second movie, he finally gets his lamp back. And much to your surprise, their narrator, who narrated in the first movie and the second film, had passed away, so they had to have a guy who sounds a lot like the narrator from the first movie to narrate that, even though he kind of sounds like he's narrating at gunpoint, going like, here I am, blonde hair, glasses. I mean, it was silly. And of course, A Christmas Story was based from a book. And the book was written by a guy who talked about his childhood as a kid. So I say A Christmas Story and My Summer Story are close to the originals, to the original story. And the sequel was just one of the franchise just to make more dough off. And of course, much to my surprise, I love A Christmas Story so much that I decided to follow Ralphie's footsteps and got myself one. That's right, I got myself a Red Ryder BB gun. Says it here, it says Red Ryder. It has a compass on the stock. Doesn't have a thing that tells time, but it's a really neat thing here. And as you can see from the rattling, it's loaded. So, no touch. And of course, this whole thing, this thing's made of metal. And of course, this handle here is wood. So is the cartridge. And the only thing is plastic is this gauge here. And this air trigger. And of course, this safety button that I always had on. As you can see here, it's not loaded. I hope it didn't hurt. I hope it didn't hit any animal. Well, I didn't hear anything, so I think it's okay. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm Michael Grimm, and I hope you all a very Merry Christmas. Peace on earth, goodwill towards men, and God bless us, everyone.